Hello, and welcome to Connecting Tucson with Jaime Overturf, broadcasting from the Tucson Business Channel, a division of Mark Bishop Media situated in the Stewart Title corporate offices on Broadway, right here in sunny Tucson, Arizona. Connecting Tucson is all about that, connecting our community, local businesses, and organizations to help our community grow and thrive. Today we're talking with Jessy Long and Cara Planitz-Clatanoff, the owners of Company Eco. Jessy Long is a mission-driven entrepreneur based in Tucson, Arizona. He founded Company Eco in 2021 with a vision to address a large-scale social and environmental challenge through a superior online shopping experience that prioritizes both people and planet. Welcome, Jessy. That was a mouthful that I just said.
Thank you for having us, Jaime.
No, thank you. And beside you, we have Cara Planitz-Clatanoff, is an entrepreneur and passionate about the intersection of social impact and business. That's some good intersection to have, to be very passionate about. She was born and raised in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and holds a degree in environmental studies from Tulane University and a Master of Business Administrations from the University of Southern California. She draws from a diverse range in professional experiences, including grassroots nonprofit, outdoor education, and human resources, and she is now making an impact as a co-founder of Company Eco. Welcome.
Thank you
Both
so
of
much.
you. I really appreciate you guys coming on. I have a soft spot and a passion point, I think, for exactly what we're talking about today. So I'm super excited to let my listeners know about.
Oh, thanks, Jaime.
So I'm actually just going to have you briefly introduce yourself, and then I'm going to go ahead and go into a deep dive to kind of where we are. So Cara, why don't we start with you?
Sure. So, Jaime, thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely.
Again, my name is Cara, and I'm just really excited to be a founder of Company Eco. I actually met Jessy earlier this year at a Tucson Young Professionals event. Oh. And prior to that time, I was working as a wellness solopreneur. So I was working with clients one-on-one. And when I met Jessy and I heard about Company Eco, I saw an opportunity to really make an impact on a larger scale. So excited to be on board with Company Eco.
Excellent. And Jessy, a little bit about yourself?
I have a degree in business, professional experience in finance and accounting, project management certification, and in the last decade or so, just started thinking more with the mindset of, with this one short life that we all have, how can we spend our time and energy in a way that's going to have maximum impact and something that's going to bring us a sense of fulfillment, and that was the reason behind creating Company Eco.
Excellent. All right. Well, now we're going to do some deep diving. And Cara, we are going to start with you. I know you've directed your career towards making a difference in the lives of others. What do you think brought that on?
So my freshman year at Tulane University, I signed up for a class called Responding to Climate Change. And that class really opened my eyes to some of the challenges that we face collectively. And so through that experience, I ended up declaring a major in environmental studies. And I feel like kind of my whole trajectory really stemmed from that point forward.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about what that climate change class opened your eyes to? What are some of those things or the lessons that it taught you?
Yeah. So just through that class, I learned about just climate change and the impacts that has currently on our global population, but also the impacts into the future. And how that affects, people's day-to-day lives in a number of different ways. And so, one of the main things that we learned about in that class was climate change mitigation. And so when I met Jessy, I feel like it was kind of a full circle moment of coming back to that class, because
that
a lot
aha moment.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Because a lot of what Company Eco is doing is looking at, these large scale challenges like climate change, but also things like pollution and resource scarcity. And the different aspects of our business model are looking to address these large-scale challenges through basically an online retail experience that provides superior value to consumers.
And we will be touching more on that. What did you do when you graduated from Tulane?
So while I was at Tulane, I studied environmental studies, but I also studied Latin American studies and Spanish. And so when I graduated, I took a job with a nonprofit based in Cusco, Peru. And I was lucky enough to direct a program that was serving Indigenous students with leadership programming and educational experiences. So through that opportunity, I was there for 3 years, and I got to develop some skill sets in everything that it takes to run a nonprofit and to really execute on a mission and vision. So building and managing a team, administering a budget, fundraising. So that was a really
full scale
nonprofit, foundational experience.
Very impressive. Did you ever wonder if the nonprofit structure was really the best for making a difference in the world?
That was something I thought about a lot. The nonprofit that I worked for had a really strong mission and vision, but I felt that we were often limited in terms of executing on that mission and vision just because of our fundraising pipeline. So when I moved on from that experience, I was really excited about learning more about mission-driven business and making an impact that way. So that's how I landed at USC doing my master's in business, specifically because of the Brittingham Social Enterprise Lab, where I got to serve as an MBA fellow.
That is phenomenal. So when you transitioned to USC, was that just a bit challenging, seeing that you didn't come from like the non-business background, but more of a more studial or educational area?
Definitely. So that was a difficult transition that I didn't anticipate. I was mostly just excited about the experience. But once I was there, I realized that coming from a non-business background, so coming from nonprofit, and then my academic experiences were also non-business. And so I felt like I was kind of a fish out of water. And that was really challenging. And I, just had a hard time kind of on a mental health standpoint. And so that was really challenging. But I realized that in talking with other classmates of mine that I wasn't the only one facing those challenges.
You'd be surprised at how many people are still facing those same challenges, but just do not talk about it. And I think talking about it does help it in some way, in my opinion. But again, everybody's different. So kudos to you. And I think, Jessy, you kind of had a very similar where it kind of fell into you, where you're kind of doing this type of business, fell in your lap. I think from reading, you were on stage working like as a finance role at like a Ritz Carlton.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that and what changed in your life to help make that turn or pivot, I guess you should say.
I knew the director of finance. She was a great leader, and she gave me the opportunity to pitch a business case, and I received funding and had the opportunity to build and direct the first environmental program for the resort. I did this in addition to my full-time responsibilities in the finance department while attending business school full-time online, and also started building company eco out around the end of this time frame as well. And with the success that the program at the Ritz had, just as we touched on earlier, really started to think in a different way, like how can I start spending my time and an energy in a way that's like going to be meaningful, that's going to bring some, like deep purpose to my life, something that I felt like was always very innate to me. I just didn't know how to channel that energy.
Excellent. And so when you what did this experience, I guess, do for you? Because you were not just working you were like taking on a lot, but you obviously had very full passion about what it was you were doing. How did it, go into it? What was the experience for you for the Ritz Carlton?
Yeah, what it translated into initially was just a much deeper understanding of how my everyday actions and choices, the products that I was using, the companies that I was supporting, how this impacted a lot of the challenges that we face collectively, whether that's like resource scarcity, pollution, climate instability, degenerative agriculture, deforestation, like whatever it may be. So just started transitioning one thing at a time around the house. If I ran out of something, I would look for a more environmentally preferable option and make every effort to source that from a values-aligned company. But what I soon found was like the amount of time and energy that I was spending on this research, that it could not be sustained. So even when I could find a values-aligned product, I was oftentimes disappointed with the quality.
And that is something that I've come in as well, and I know you guys have something to counteract the quality that we've seen.
We're very proud of our selection process.
We're gonna get out there and do
that.
that. We will dive into that, but it's more than just, I guess. I know the logical next step for us as consumers would be to like changing those out, but what are some things as consumers that you would suggest that we do to help that besides just changing a product or here or there? What are some, I guess, words of wisdom that you can give some of our people?
For me, and I think, Cara really believes this as well. Being a co-founder of Company Eco, we think that, through targeting individual purchasing choices, we can collectively overcome global scale challenges. So if you look at like a lot of the challenges that we touched on, pollution, resource scarcity, like their origins can oftentimes be traced back to human production and consumption behaviors. So how are raw materials being extracted? How are products being manufactured? How are they being distributed? What happens at the end of their life when they're introduced into the environment? So I don't think that there is any more effective way than for us to be more conscious about the products that we're using and the companies that we're supporting.
That is true. That is such a profound statement, and I'm sure that it had such a profound experience on you for starting this project, because you pivoted 180 almost, it seemed like.
Yeah.
So, excellent. So now we have Company Eco, and I kind of want to dive into that just a little bit, because I've done my research, and you guys, I'm blown away. I'm just going to say that right now.
You too can.
No. You do a lot, and it's kind of hard to all get in this one little podcast, but we are going to try to do whatever we can.
We'll talk faster if we need to. I'm sure we can speed it up.
So, as an online retailer curating the highest quality, most environmentally preferable products available on the market, tell us about Company Eco in a snap, and then we'll start going back into it.
Yeah.
Who would like to talk about?
So we thoroughly vet products for safety and quality, and we really set a new benchmark for environmental standards through the proprietary sustainability rating that we created. We envision radically redefining what it means to conduct your business in a socially responsible way through pricing transparency for each product on the website, company-wide financial transparency, and limitations on individual wealth for Cara and I, for any other owners, investors, early employees. I think the idea is to really harness the reach and the power of online retail to improve world conditions as much as possible. As touched on earlier, we really believe that through targeting individual purchasing choices that we can collectively overcome the seemingly impossible. And we don't think that there's any more effective way of doing that.
So tell us about that sustainability, the sustainability scale that you have obtained.
Yeah, happy to touch on that. So products on our website are analyzed across their entire life cycle, from raw material extraction to end of life and everything in between. And that data is taken and translated into an easily digestible numerical rating, which is located on the product description page for each product. And this allows consumers to compare the environmental qualities of a product with a level of transparency that really can't be found anywhere else. It may be the very first rating of its kind anywhere in the world.
It really is. I honestly can say I've not seen anything like it, and I am super proud to be talking to you guys, because I think that this is a scale that should be out there worldwide, in my opinion.
Oh, thanks, Jamie. That means a lot.
It lets you know, from you said, from the raw materials until the end of life, how is that product actually being used, or how can it be biodegradable, all of that good stuff that you guys have talked about. And I do think that if we were more conscious or conscientious about how or what we purchase, we can absolutely live a more sustainable lifestyle. And that's what you guys are doing. And I am I have chills. It's fun. So
it really means a lot to us. We have high hopes for the rating. I we'll probably touch on it in more depth at some point in the interview, but all of the products in each of the companies who wish to include a product on our website, they have to meet a certain set of foundational standards in terms of ingredients used, product packaging, the company who wishes to include the product demonstrating excellence in at least one area of social responsibility, whether that's equitable wealth distribution, environmental excellence, philanthropy, volunteer work, whatever it may be. Packages are delivered carbon neutral. So when you come to Company Eco's website, you know the products are safe for you, your family, the environment, and they're of extremely high quality. So having that foundation, which I think we do a pretty good job at encapsulating all of that information in the About Us video on the homepage of the website. The idea is when you run into a situation where you're looking at two variations of the same product, maybe one's produced by Company X, the other's produced by Company Y, a lavender soap or a rose soap, for example, and you're not sure which to choose, but you can only afford one. And the customer ratings are approximately the same, and the prices are approximately the same. The sustainability rating was designed to be the deciding factor in that situation. So the idea is if we can even begin to subtly shape a consumer's purchasing choices based on a product's environmental qualities versus product quality alone, that creates a competitive environment that's rewarding those companies who are operating their businesses in a socially responsible way with sales. And through the creation of that dynamic, it has the potential, similar like Tesla's vision statement, to speed the progression towards a more sustainable world once it becomes widely adopted.
Oh, that is just amazing. So in addition to your online store, what else are you guys specializing in? Can you kind of touch on that?
Yeah, so in addition to our online store where we have about 100 products, we're also specializing in a client gift solution. And these gifts are for professionals that pair a gift with their services, or really for anyone who's looking to gift in a meaningful way. So all of our gifts include a custom engraving, a personalized thank you card, and free shipping. And is there anything else I want to say about that?
And when you say these gifts, when you're personalizing these gifts, can you give an example of what they might look like or entail?
Definitely. So we really recommend the best way to leave a lasting impression on the gift recipient or client is to personalize the gift.
Okay.
So a great way to do that is to personalize it with the client's name and maybe some kind of image that is meaningful to the client.
Okay, so maybe like a realtor who might be listening right now could think about doing like one of your products, like maybe an engraved bamboo board or something that was on your website, correct?
Exactly. So we have a range of different gift sets and a range of different price points, but they all include that custom engraving. And for example, let's say someone has a dog that they really love. That could be something that is engraved onto the cutting board or onto coasters or onto a soap dish, and something like that could be really meaningful in a way that maybe a food product or a bottle of champagne or something like that that's used once wouldn't, kind of have that lasting impression, that gift that would be treasured for years to come.
And it's still something that's personable, that gets to remember, like, hey, oh yeah, I got this from so-and-so when I purchased my home, or I got this from my Christmas gift, or whatever from, the employer, correct?
Exactly.
Excellent. Okay, so why is your gifting solution better than what people are currently using?
So 3 different reasons. One is convenience. So you can just shoot us a text or give us a call and tell us which gift set you want, what you would like engraved, and then what you would like your personalized card to say, and we can just invoice you via PayPal. So we have no order minimums, and we can basically engrave anything that you might want. And then the second is just quality product. As Jessy was mentioning, all of our products are good for people, good for the planet, and enjoyable to use, and our standards are really second to none. And then finally, just that personalization aspect. Again, this can be a gift that they will really treasure for years to come, and it's more memorable than something that will be consumed right away, or even something that has a logo on it that might not resonate with the client in the same way.
Okay, and you said that it can be done via text or email. How does that work?
So anyone is welcome to shoot us a text or just email us and let us know what gift set they want, any of the details that we need to know, and then we'll just send them an invoice via PayPal to their email address.
Excellent.
So all of the gift sets are conveniently displayed on the homepage of the website, and they're numbered. And rather than somebody having to go to the store trying to figure out what to get for their client, or like going through a lengthy checkout process, they can hop on the homepage of our website, shoot us a text or an email and say, hey, I need this gift set delivered to this address by this date. My client's happy about moving here to Tucson. Do like a desert scenery engraved on the cutting board, and please write them something that's going to leave a heartfelt impression, like on behalf of me. So we really do try to make it as convenient as possible for professionals, with the understanding of how very busy they are.
Exactly. You guys are busy too, but that is such
it's all in support of our mission. I mean, we really believe in what we do. We're trying to build the most impactful company that we really believe that we can build something impactful here, so that, with that comes the determination to really show up for people. So there's little that we want to do in support of our mission. So happy to create as much value as we possibly can for others and in the world, and for the world in the process. And
I'm going to say right now, if you have not gone on their website, you need to go. Their personalized gifts, there's a couple that I'm going to be doing for my staff for Christmas, but still at the same point, you guys have a wide selection. I know you said you have 100 products, but there's still a wide selection that's on there, and you guys are doing really good about pairing them together and making them more impactful for the person that receives them. So that is a phenomenal feat in itself. Let's see. I think we've already gotten that one. So from what I understand, Company Eco is actually one of less than 40 companies in the state to achieve a green certification through Local First Arizona, and was recognized as a 2022 Sustainability First Award winner by Sustainable Earth. So first off, congratulations on that feat, because that's not easy.
Thanks,
and
Jaime.
What exactly is a green certification for my listeners that might not understand what that is?
Yeah, so a green certification, it substantiates the environmental sustainability efforts of a business. Local First Arizona's green certification program focuses on things like energy consumption, water conservation, waste diversion, pollution prevention, emissions from transportation, things from that nature. An example would be sinks and operational areas can't disperse more than 0.5 gallons per minute when fully turned on. And from what I can remember, there's about 100 different criteria that need to be hit on before certification is granted. So by no means an easy feat. We really excelled in the waste diversion and pollution prevention categories because nothing from Company Eco's operations enters the general waste stream. Everything's recycled or repurposed. In the vast majority of all cases, products, packaging, any shipping materials used are free from plastic, styrofoams, other non-environmentally preferable materials. The boxes that we use consist of a certain percentage of recycled content. The padding paper that we use to protect product during transit consists of 100% recycled content. Even the tape that we use to seal boxes is plant-based and naturally biodegradable. All of our packages are delivered carbon neutral through Sendle courier services, so really no detail was overlooked.
I can tell you that carbon neutral is hard to achieve.
Yeah.
There's a lot of companies out there that try to say that, but it's not 100%. And I see companies I think they're starting to see the light that, okay, we need to do something more to be sustainable, but that's a huge feat.
Well, for further, just for to add more clarity here, we do not have carbon neutral certification at this point,
right.
But it is something that we do make the effort to offset our footprint through an organization called South Pole. We calculate our business travels and our vehicles. It's the packages that are delivered to customers are delivered through a courier service called Sendle. They are certified carbon neutral. So any of our packages that go out. But when Cara and I are traveling to like networking events, business meetings, things of that nature, the emissions from that transportation is offset through an organization called South Pole. We purchase carbon credits that they contribute to like reforestation efforts, large solar projects abroad, things of that nature.
And again, it's still very impressive. You guys are doing so much out there. And I didn't mean to insinuate that you were carbon neutral.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, just want to make, transparency is one of our core values. You got to make sure.
Exactly. But you guys are still, even like the little things of you going and driving, you guys are offsetting that to trying to make as much impact as possible.
Absolutely. And every detail counts.
Every detail. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. Every detail counts. Anyways, very impressive. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Connecting Tucson with Jaime, where we focus on connecting our community, local businesses, and organizations to help our community grow and thrive. As your local insurance professional for all of your insurance needs, I know how important it is to make a new and lasting connection in our own community right here in Tucson. You never know how a connection will create a spark or pull you in a unique direction or make you do a 180. If you are a small business owner or involved in a community project and you'd like to be featured on the show, please feel free to give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. All of my information is on the Tucson Business Channel. Just click on Connecting Tucson with Jaime, and I'd love to hear from you. Right now, we're talking with Jessy Long and Cara Planitz-Clatanoff, owners of Company Eco. They are the online retailer curating the highest quality, most environmentally preferable products available on the market. Hands down, you need to go check them out. We were just talking about your sustainability award. Can you share with us the sustainability rating that you have on your website and how you were able to achieve it?
I think we touched on the sustainability rating, analyzing.
Oh, yes. You're right. We did. I apologize.
That's okay.
But if we can go ahead and go back on there, like, what are the ratings that are specifically on the website? Can you walk our clients
Sure.
Through, I think if they see... Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I think one of the biggest challenges for me as a consumer prior to building this company was the amount of misinformation that I had to dig through. It seems to be more of a marketing effort and less of a values-based approach from these companies. And I'm not saying that's applicable across the board, but it seems to be, generally speaking, the truth. So the idea behind the rating was to develop something that really offered people a level of transparency that they could feel confident in. So we started just by looking at the product's entire life cycle, from raw material extraction to end-of-life disposal and everything between. We look at manufacturing practices. We look at product composition, the packaging materials used, shipping materials used, the efficacy of the supplier's recycling program, carbon footprint offset. And as mentioned, we take that, sometimes complex data, and we translate it into a simple numerical rating, and we place it on the product description page of each product. And the idea is just to really give consumers full transparency. That's what we're all about here. And as touched on, further complementing that, when we're in a position to integrate the needed technology, we'll also be including pricing transparency for each product. So you can hover over the price of any product on the website, and you can see what we pay versus what you pay. And then there will be a link to our greater financial statements that are broken down in a very simplified way, with an emphasis on things like CEO salary caps and other mission-oriented elements for people to see that we're truly mission-driven and that we're using our business in every way possible as a force for good.
And you can absolutely see that on your website, and I love it. How does a product get to your website? Like, how do you choose which products you place on your website and which ones you defer?
Yeah.
Whoever?
You would you like to take this? Okay. So.
It's okay.
So the first thing that we look at is product safety.
Okay.
Right? We run every ingredient in every product through a safety verification process. There are lists of thousands of ingredients that have been established by unacceptable ingredients that have been identified by industry leaders in safety. We pool a couple of those databases together, and we run every ingredient, every product through it. If a single unacceptable ingredient is identified, the product is never given further consideration. Once we get through the product safety phase, product quality is of equal importance. There's this common misconception that environmentally friendly products that they don't perform as well as the conventional products that we've been using all of our lives, and that's simply not true, and we've done a really good job at disproving that. And how we go about doing that is we source products that have a track record of being popular with customers, and then we team test the product. We grade it on aesthetics. How does it look, feel, smell, taste? Durability. Is it well made, built to last? Functionality. Does it do what it was designed to do? Does it serve its purpose well? And differentiation. How does it differ from similar products? Once the product's gone through those phases and it gets introduced to the website, it's required to maintain an average customer rating of 4 out of 5 stars or higher, or the product gets removed. So that's how we guarantee that every product on our website meets not only a really strict set of environmental standards, but is also of exceptional quality.
And you actually touched on something that I was going to bring up earlier. There is a lot of what I consider misinformation out there about environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
You can go on to pretty much any website and they're claiming to be environmentally friendly, when in fact,
Right.
when you're looking at what they could do versus what they're potentially doing, it's not exactly there. How are you guys helping the regular consumer combat this misinformation that maybe they see from another area on your website?
I think Cara summed it up really well when she said, we do the extensive research so you can make a difference with every purchase. So I think it can be seen in the details. If you go to the product description page, not only does it have the proprietary sustainability rating, but it also has manufacturer highlights that focus on the supplier's socially responsible initiatives. It shows what type of packaging is used. It shows the country of origin. It shows end-of-life disposal instructions, care instructions. There's about 7 to 8 different tabs in addition to the sustainability rating and in addition to the foundational standards that each product must meet. So we really have done Prior to launching the company, we analyzed hundreds of companies and thousands of products and methodically took note of the things that were being done in the consumer goods industry to advance sustainable production and consumption. And it was by combining multiple standards from many of the best players within this industry that we were able to create a never before seen standard.
And it's definitely never been seen before, and I think that we need to get this out there to everyone. And I really do think that companies should start utilizing your scale. It definitely is eye-opening. So if you can share it, what's a success story that you're the most proud of right now so far?
I think just being able to do something that you believe in so much that it gets you through the challenges that you face as an entrepreneur. I once heard one of my favorite mentors, I haven't met him in person, but he's been like instrumental to my development in social impact, in the world of social impact. His name is Sam Altman, and he says if anybody had any idea how difficult it was to start a startup, nobody would ever do it, and it's so true. So just the belief in what you do, and when something doesn't work, knowing that if you continue to just pivot a little bit here and there, that eventually something's going to stick and things are going to fall in your direction. And that seems to be happening to Cara and I right now. For the first time, there's more than just hope to hold on to. We've had some pretty strong months recently. So
that is phenomenal. What are some, well, you said you had some strong months. What are some challenges that you guys are seeing? Any challenges at all right now? Or
I think the biggest challenge, because the company was entirely self-funded, is generating revenue quickly enough with the limited runway that we have without having to take on any outside funding. That and time allocation, getting the word out.
That is the biggest, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Generating sales. We've taken more of a hands-on, face-to-face approach. So we're out doing a lot of networking and stuff and balancing that with everything else that needs to be done to get the business up and running. That's been difficult as well. We don't spend any money on marketing. So neither of us are very, I wouldn't consider either of us very skilled at marketing. So bringing a team member on and having a little bit of a budget for that, I think would prove very helpful moving forward when conditions allow.
Excellent. And what is something that we as our listeners can do to help you or maybe help the environment that you'd like to let them know about? I'm going to give that to both of you, so now you're going to have to talk.
Okay, I'm up to that. I would just say that I would love if listeners could give us consideration for any upcoming gifting needs that they have. I know that we're coming up on the holiday season. So if you're looking for gifts for friends or family members, if you're a professional that pairs gift with your services, we would love if you gave us consideration. And then finally, if you're, using things around the house and you're open to considering a more sustainable option, our shampoo bars are a great way to save, using plastic and just using less product. They work great. It's only one step in the shower. So that's like, an example of something
I love
that
shampoo
could be.
bars.
They're great.
I use them. Yes,
Nice.
I do. I 100% love them better than just your regular shampoos out there.
We even try to go so far as like what happens when the suds from the shampoo bar like run off your body down the drain into a sewage system, into a stream, into a river, into a lake. What
you guys have done the research,
Yeah.
that's what I loved about it. Last night I was looking on, I don't use your shower bar, but I'm most likely going to switch to it. But I was just like, I've never seen so much detail on a product that you didn't make the product, but you have so much detail on that product, which is phenomenal. So
thanks, Jaime.
No, thank you. You guys are out there making a difference. I really appreciate it. I always ask, what is it that you love best about what you do? So I'm going to give that to both of you as well. What do you love best about it, Cara?
I think for me, I really love at least right now, there's a lot of variety in terms of how we spend our time. As Jessy was mentioning, we get to kind of be out and network and get to know, people in the Tucson community better. And then we also get to, work physically with the products. I've been doing a lot of packaging lately. And so I feel like I'm developing all of these kind of niche skill sets, like how to find the right size box for the different, elements that need to go in the box.
Yep. That's part of it. Got to figure out the Tetris game. So.
Yes.
How about you, Jessy? What do you like best about what you do?
I I think it really comes down to purpose. Like much of what we human beings depend on for our survival, our comfort, clean water, healthy foods, the clothing we wear, the raw materials used for consumer goods that enhance quality of life. Like these things come from Earth's wild places, and I think approximately 50% of Earth's wild areas have been lost in the last 85 years. So creating a business model that was designed to target global challenges with maximum efficiency brings me a deep sense of fulfillment. And it's not something that I necessarily enjoy doing like the day-to-day, but looking bigger picture, it brings a certain level of peace of mind and satisfaction to my heart.
Excellent. All right. Now, I know we've done a lot in this. Is there something that we have not touched on that you want to make our listeners aware of? Maybe some of the product samples that you guys have, or what types of products you have, or where to find you?
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Yeah, no. Is there something we haven't gone over that you want to make sure our listeners know? Do you have a special coming up for Christmas? Maybe talk about some of the products.
You want to talk about the sustainably sourced olive wood products that are...
Sure.
Ooh.
So we're really excited. We're sourcing some beautiful new olive wood products. They're actually coming from Tunisia. But we have coasters, soap dishes, cutting boards, and utensils, and it's a really luxurious material. So we're really excited about all of those products coming in. They should be coming in within a few weeks. And all of those, just like our bamboo products, can be customized with the laser engraver. So we're really excited about that.
Olive wood. I've never heard of olive wood. I'm going to have to look
Looks
that up.
The
really beautiful.
patterns are gorgeous, and it's free from toxic glues, lacquers, finishes of any kind. We typically just recommend that it's finished with a little bit of sunflower oil or olive oil like once every few months, but it's gorgeous.
I'm going to have to take a look at that. It's not on the website. I
Not
didn't
yet.
see it.
Not yet.
I would have seen that if I were on the website. All right. Well, wonderful. Well, that's pretty much it, unless you guys have anything else you'd like to put out there?
No.
You want to put your website out there?
Oh, yeah, you can find us at companyeco.com. All of our, yes, it's important detail. All of our gift sets and then all of our other products can be found at companyeco.com. And just thank you so much to Jaime for having us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And if you haven't been there, go there, check them out. They are phenomenal. Great Christmas gifts, personalized, and I'm sure that the people who are receiving it are going to be 100% appreciative of it because they are awesome. Again, thank you for coming on the show. I'm sure I learned a lot today. That is all for Connecting Tucson with Jaime here at Stewart Title Studios. If you like the show, let us know. You can connect with Company Eco by going online to where they just said where they were, or you can go to the Tucson Business Channel, a division of Mark Bishop Media, and check out the Connecting Tucson with Jaime Overturf. All of our links will be there, so you can go directly to their merch and their website and have information for their phone number. Until next time, this is Jaime Overturf with Farmers Insurance. Keep on making unique connections, Tucson. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you so much, Jaime.
Absolutely.